What up, YouTube? Today, I'm gonna be doing a little bit of Planet Cardi beta. I'm gonna be talking about it still. Move cat. And yeah, I can say I'm kind of disappointed with the characters because I don't know. I guess being black, and I usually make my character black, like in Little Big Planet 2. I can't do it how I used to, where I just take a sticker and then paint it on top of the head. And if you notice, when you try to sticker their head, it doesn't like react the same way it did. I feel like their UV mapping is totally different, and you see you get like this ugly shadowy effect. And I just don't like it at all. So for right now, I've just been sticking with this ugly little sack boy. And then of course the cards, you can't sticker them that well. That's why it looks, mine's look black, but it's not fully black. It's like transparent in some spots. And that's what I was talking about. You can't really paint the cards. It just paints the whole entire thing like the sack boy. It makes it look all cheap and whatnot. So let me fix my sack boy, since of course they don't give you no black sack boys. I mean, he comes close, but I don't like the texture they have on him, and I don't like the afro. I like a nice clean cut, you know, fresh hairline. So I have a couple maps that I published. You know, I'm actually getting plays, and I actually like the plays I'm getting. I'm getting a lot of reviews. And this one seems to have the most talk about, where people are asking me, how did I do my storm effect? You know, and how I make the tornadoes. Well, I guess today I was just going to show you guys how to do that. I mean, all my other levels are really good, so if you wanted to, you know, hop on to play them and at least get me on a pulls page for once in my life, I really appreciate it. For all the work I do, as you see, I'm already filling up my moon. Well, I do a whole bunch of copies too, but I'm going to show you guys how to do the storm effect once I find the finished map of it. And I think it's this one. Let me see. Yep, it's this one. So today I'll show you how to do my storm effect and give you some other tips, and that's pretty much it. And it's really simple. I'm sorry my camera's like off center. I'm using a phone, and I made my own custom stand for it, so it's like not the best thing ever. Okay, now if you guys didn't know this, my tornado is right here. And I'm not going to show you how I make my background either. So you're just going to have to deal with the fall. Now what I did to make this tornado was, I drew a rough tornado outline. Well, the first time I did, and then it got deleted. So I just drew a straight line. And then on the bottom, I made a smoke machine. And I made it the color of the fog. Now you can go with any color, but note that the color will change with the ambient, and I'll show you that later. And then I copied it, I cloned it, and then I would paste it and make it bigger each time it goes up. And then as you see, you can make it bigger than the original, the smoke effect would be, because it usually only goes to like this size right here. But if you put it on an object and make that object bigger, like what I did, then you can make it as big as you want it to be. And so therefore, by doing that, you get the smoke look of the tornado. Now, the other trick I did was, at the top when I made the clouds, above it, I made more clouds, and I put the electricity. So from a distance, when you're looking at the tornado, you'll see the electricity above it. And on the bottom, this is where it's a cheap idea, but it works nice. You know, I'm always trying to make things easy, not complicated, because I know how to create things, just like a Little Big Planet. Now it's simple. I took a rotator and I placed it at the bottom of my tornado, and I made a ramp. And see, now you can do two things. You can make a ramp like this, or you could put a wall up here. And now originally I had a wall at the top, but then I removed it for another reason. I don't remember why. And basically, I made the rotator rotate pretty fast, as you can see, but not too fast, so that when you're driving, this rotator will be in the ground, and then it'll scoop the car up. And then if it scoops it up, you know, close to the inside, he'll slowly escape and then get thrown out. And that's how I made the pickup effect with the tornado. Now, with the rotator connected to that, also made a path, as you can see, my little path motor. And then I made my path, I made the path follow the track as close as I could, because if I had it too far at one point, and when it was farther out, it wasn't, you know, enough action that I wanted. It was just more or less seeing a tornado. So I took some advice from my brother, and I made it a lot closer. Even though it's not on the track, you can still get hit by it, and you can like go to the outside of the track and dodge it, because you can go off track for a little bit. And therefore right here, I guess it jumps. And you know, if you make these paths where the points are closer, the actual system, how they have them move along the path, it'll take they divide the time by the path length. So if you got a really short path, you know, all the way through, and then one extremely long one, it's gonna go the same speed through all the short ones. Then when it hit that long one, it's gonna go a lot faster. So like, you see this straight line? I made it from here to here. So it's going to be going slow, slow, slow. And then when it gets to here, it's going to go real fast. And it's going to look like it jumped to here. You know, like a jumping tornado. It's going to go back slow. Now, I did that and I copied my tornado. Not with the path, because you can't copy a path, really. So I copied the tornado and I placed 3 of them in various spots on the map. So which I do not know where I placed them because I can't see. And I refuse to show you how I make my background. And then after I did that, you know, I tested it out, and as you can see, you'll see the tornadoes, they move very slow. And that's so you can really get the effect of it looks like a tornado, because if they move too fast, you'll get like this weird effect because of how the smoke emits. Because you know, it's just it's facing smoke. It faces you. And so therefore, I made it go, you know, really slow. And then I added my rumble effect. So say if you was driving on a track and you come close to it and you run into it, it hits you and knock you off track, and then you'll die. And it depends on how long you're in the air. And I also put like the train effect, because they say, so, you know, some tornadoes sound like trains. And see, I can get this close, and sometimes you won't get hit, but you just got to know how far you make it ramp. And with a track like this, you know, you always want to push something, you know, create new things. So when I made this track, I originally had computers on it, but I found the computers will lag up the track a lot because of how much fog, and I don't know, I don't think it takes up that much space, but just the fact that I made custom carts and the lights are real bright, and just the fact that you start out real close, it like brightens up that one spot like too much. So I took computers off, and you know, I wish I could have played with people on this track, but for some reason the beta doesn't really allow you to play that much. So therefore I'm gonna just show you this track real quick in play mode, and then it'll be the end of my demo. And the only thing I wish I could fix is my cart, because it's a little, it feels like it hits something when it, you know, it's not supposed to. But I don't want to do that because I got a lot of views on it, and since I got a lot of views, you know, I don't want to start from 0 again. Because how they have it is where you republish it, you don't keep the same amount of views. So it's kind of garbage in a way. But yeah, I made this custom truck with the tail lights because originally the map was darker, but since I made my tornadoes an orangish color, then I had to brighten the map up because you could see them in plain daylight, and I didn't feel like doing that. But yeah, the trucks move really nice. They have like a couple glitches, and I know they have a couple glitches, so please don't comment on the track like, oh, I hate the vehicle. Well, why don't you make your own custom vehicle, and you might actually run into this problem a couple times because it's a beta. You know, it looks really nice, especially from the front. It's like a cool looking Jeep. You know, see my little sack boy, he's getting all some, you know, swag from driving in it. But yeah, it's pretty much my track I made. And yeah, just go on, play it, rate it, you know, enjoy it. And of course I'm not driving, so if you think I'm not driving, then I wish I could race you, because then I just smash you. So thanks for watching, and there's your first Little Bit Planet tutorial from your boy RD Control 22 and JL4 House. Peace out.